I'm ready.
Okay, and it looks like we are live. So let me go ahead and switch the screen real quick. Okay, so good evening to everybody that's out there. We're going to continue the game we started playing the other night of the Long Night. My name is Hewitt, or Miro Raven, one of the DMs for Team Bonus Action, and I'll be playing the Dungeon Master this evening.
You want us to introduce ourselves again?
Sure.
All right. I'm playing Langston, but I'm Nate. Miro is an old friend of mine. But I'm playing a champion, dual-wielding elf, high elf version of Dritz. I've been reading the prequel trilogy, Homeland, and all that. So I kind of just felt like playing a badass elf.
I guess I can go next. My name is John. Screen name is usually Lemmy Links, but I have a bunch of different names. Dungeon Master for about 10 years or so now. And tonight I'm going to be playing Nilvac the Magnificent! The reason why I chose Nilvac was because of three reasons. Number one, I don't see enough gnomes in D&D. I don't see enough wizards in D&D. And I chose Nilvac because based on the old naming conventions of Kerry Gygax, so I thought that'd be fun.
Cool. I am Emily, also known as Furry on Team Bonus Action, and I am playing Olabella, I just totally forgot my character's race. Beerbog! Beerbog, Druid Ranger.
And we have one.
Who looks like a Highland cow.
She's fuzzy. And we got one other player who might be jumping in again here in a little bit. That is Zeta, who is playing our intrepid dwarf. And if he shows up, cool. If not, we'll just keep moving on. Now, last time the party had been given a mission by the mayor of Mur to find an alderman who has been kidnapped. And they made their way north and ran into a pack of ice wolves, but they managed to trick them with giving them food and then moving off. However, Langston decided to still kill one of them, and the wolves seemed to then just cannibalize their packmate as the party was continuing to move north.
Yay. Yep, that's what happened. And we were just heading north.
All right, so y'all continue to make your way north. Everybody give me a survival check.
Didn't we do that at the end of the game, the session last time?
I think so, but I've forgotten those rolls. But let me look through here real quick.
They're still there. Because I rolled a 17, Novak rolled a 4, Langston rolled a 12, and Fork rolled an 11.
All right, so combined, y'all are able to find the trail. Going north, it looks like there's at least 4 individuals, mostly human-sized footprints, some a little bit larger, but not unusually large. It's not like there was a troll or a Goliath or something with them, but it looks like mostly humanoids that had grabbed the alderman, and they continued to move north.
we will continue northward.
Yeah, we're gonna try to follow those tracks if we can. Like, four sticky knackers. I definitely know that's about like.
Okay, as you continue, the temperature begins to drop rapidly as you now have made your way off of the earth that is below you. I mean, everything's covered in a thick layer of snow. But as you continue, you're starting to get across. You now know you're over the ice sheet. You're over the Jotun Shelf. Cold wind is blowing in from the north. It's biting. And you're starting to feel frost begin to form on any bits of metal, or see frost form on any bits of metal. If you have armor on, it's starting to get cold and restrict your movement just a little bit. Sticking wherever exposed flesh is touches it underneath the padding, or instead of the padding touching your flesh touches. You can tell that there's probably going to be a blizzard coming in soon. What do you wish to do?
So should we try to hunker down, y'all? Yeah, think.
So we're on the ice shelf, right? Like there's nowhere around for us to, find shelter.
Like a plane, no trees or anything, right?
No trees or anything, but what you know is you can either try to hunker down, or if you try to push through, you know that Gin, the island that Gin is on, is probably only about 30 miles from Mir. You could try to push on through the weather to get to land. Oh, sorry. Say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say, so we're not that far. I'm gonna give a vote to push through it. Y'all can, but I'll go with the vote of the party.
Novak. Yeah, Novak's fine. Yeah. I'm all right. Yeah, we can push.
Real back, if you need it, you can always hop on my shoulder. Big belt.
Me too.
It might speed things up, maybe. Hewitt, DM, the entire time that we're out here, Novak is casting Prestidigitation, at least once an hour. During that hour, I am warming I'm warming 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour on myself, which is my clothes.
Oh, that's clever.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep going. I'm fuzzy.
Okay, that's a very good use of a cantrip. I like that. So, is the party going to continue moving?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I need another survival roll from everybody.
Okay. Got it. I got a 9.
Okay, as y'all are pushing through, overall the party's average is above a 10, so you're not slowed down. But with the exception of Nilvac, who is using his Prestidigitation spell to keep himself warm, he'll take half damage. Everybody else will take full. So Nilvac takes 1 cold, and y'all take 3 cold. As this blizzard really starts to hammer in, but soon within the distance you see trees. And you know that you can get off the ice shelf, and actually now you have the ability to start a fire easier.
Well, that'll be the first thing I do. I try to start a fire as soon as I'm able.
Novak the Magnificent will just hand you a lighter.
I'm going to use, since I'm a high elf, I have the 1 cantrip, and I have a firebolt.
Okay, I literally have a cigarette lighter though.
Alright, I'll use a cigarette lighter. I'll be like, what kind of magic is this?
Gnomish magic.
You got any of the gnomish weed?
You know, you're thinking of forest though. No, I'm a rock.
Oh, mushroom.
Okay, so give me a survival roll at advantage, Langston, to get a fire going. Okay, that 18. That'll definitely work. By the way, Langston, when you roll on roll 20, unless you modify it, it automatically rolls advantage, disadvantage. You just take the first roll or higher or lower.
Okay.
So you get a fire going, but so y'all do have a fire. You broke some limbs off. There was some kindling you carried in your fire starter kit with your explorer's pack, and you get a little fire going that you build up. But y'all still have no shelter, and it seems like this blizzard is starting to really move in.
Let's keep going to Jen. Then let's try to get. You want her to get to town, or what do you want to do?
Jen would be about another 60 miles. It was just 20 miles to get to the island it's on.
Oh, okay. Well, how about we build a shelter?
All right.
Didn't get through craft.
Okay, so y'all are gonna try to build a shelter.
Yeah, probably would be a good idea.
I could see if, are there any animals around, or are they all pretty much hidden away from the...
Roll nature. You can see that there are some tracks through. It looks like snow foxes and maybe some hares, but they didn't come through. But they came through just a little while ago. But you would know at this time of year there are still some smaller creatures that are moving and about, but mostly they're going to be into hibernation by now.
See if I could ask anything, but where we could find like a cave or something.
Well, you did notice that there was tracks about. You could always do a survival check to see if you can track one down.
I will do a survival check to see if I can track something down then.
Okay.
I'm gonna be using guidance again. 13.
With 13, you find a Arctic squirrel, just this little poofy squirrel that was getting ready to go back in its tree. It freaks out a little bit because you are a large, hairy coo person.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. Wait, how long does it last? Oh, last time. Definitely wore off. So I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals and say, hey, it's okay. I just had a question there. I know a place that I might be able to hunker down with me and my friends, like a cave or anything nearby.
I know about trees. These are trees. You can talk to me. You speak squirrel? That's weird. What are you?
I'm a furbog, but I'm a druid, so I can talk to little, critters.
Neat. I'm going to go back in my tree now because it's really cold. You should go find your own tree.
Yeah, it is. Okay, you'll be safe.
It just shoots in your tree.
It only knew about trees. It didn't know anything about caves or anything like that. I don't think I'd fit in a tree so well.
You could use the tree as a windbreak, but other than that, is there...
Say that again, Langston?
Can I set up a tent? Like everything in the shelter.
Do we have a tent?
I assume the explorer's pack would have a tent. I mean, didn't we get a bunch of supplies before we left?
You did. I think it exploded. Sorry, go ahead, John.
I was just saying we picked up some extreme cold weather gear was what we grabbed.
So I would say that, yeah, there was a tent in that. So if you want to start setting it up, you can.
Do I need to roll anything?
You will need to roll survival for tent.
I will help him so he gets advantage. Ooh. Glad I helped. That's great.
Y'all are having troubles, like the B-peg just doesn't want to go into where the direction says it's supposed to. There's a post that goes in the middle, but you're not sure if it's the really big one or the slightly less big one. Y'all are having a little bit of trouble getting the tent up. Novak, what are you doing as they struggle to put a tent up?
I was thinking about casting precipitation to warm their fingers, but that's living materials. I can't do that.
You'd probably be wearing gloves.
Yeah, I mean, but you've already given him advantage. You can't give you double advantage or something like that. Most of my spells are around fire and illusions, so not really helpful in this situation. I can, I'm going to try to get the fire going, keep it going, and just that way they can punch in the tent, I can keep the fire going.
All right, roll me survival on fire. Yeah, you keep it fed, and it's actually going pretty good. Your rabbit inside. Do you keep him in a hat or in a bag in your cloak?
I like the idea of the rabbit in the hat, so probably in the hat.
You just feel thumping on the top of your head from your familiar, like he's getting cold. All right, Langston and Olabella, give me another check to see if y'all can get this tent up.
I was helping again, so he gets 23, yay.
23? Yeah, you're like, okay. I know these directions are like in Orcish. I got this. And you just get the tent up, and it's a decent sized bell tent that y'all get set up really close to the fire, but not close enough to catch.
Finally, last time I shot at Fort Keto.
That was bad.
It was. Okay, so y'all now have a tent. Y'all now have a fire. What do y'all wish to do?
Go inside the tent, cast prestidigitation on the tent itself to warm it.
How much? What's the size limit on prestidigitation?
It's not enough to warm the entire thing. I can warm up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material.
So are you just like walking around the floor of the tent doing prestidigitation to warm the whole thing slowly but surely?
Well, I can have up to 3 non-instantaneous effects active at a time, so technically I can do up to 3 cubic feet of non-living material. So...
That's a space for your bunny.
Yeah, so, probably we'll just, whatever flooring that we have in there, whatever fabric is used that we can keep the heat in, we'll go ahead and warm that up.
Okay. So I will say y'all now have a slightly less than cozy temperature tent with a fire outside.
Awesome. So you want to rest until the weather gets better? Or if that's the case, I'll take the first watch.
Yeah, we should probably just kind of hunker down and rest through it. I'll take
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so Langston, give me a perception check. Okay, the 2 to 3 hours that you stay watch while everyone else sleeps seem uneventful. You're able to keep the fire going and crackling. Maybe even cook a little snack if you wish. Nothing seems to be out there right now. You can see as far as the fire illuminates, and then your elven eyes can peer further than that into the darkness. Seems like nothing's moving on the ice right now.
All right. I'm going to make tea for the next watch.
All right. After a couple hours, Olabella, Langston wakes you up so that you can take watch.
Okay.
You find a lovely steeped cup of tea resting next to the fire.
Oh, thank you.
Give me, okay, with a 20. You don't have dark vision as a furbog, so you can.
Oh wait.
You can see as far as the edges of where the firelight occurs. Again, it doesn't really seem like anything's coming through during your watch. You're on the southern end of the island, and nothing seems to be moving close to where you are for now.
I forgot furbolgs don't have dark vision.
Is there anything else you do on your watch?
No, not really.
Okay, so then you wake Nilvac to take the last watch.
Nope.
Nilvac, Olabella wakes you to take the last watch.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check.
Hang on. Oh, there it goes.
You see one of the rare sights that occur during this time of year. You see the about 15 minutes of daylight. Like you see the sun peak up on the horizon and then almost just as quick duck back down. But nothing seems to be moving near you. Off far in the distance, you can see what looks like a large elk. Maybe it's an elk, but it's really at the edge of what you can see with your dark vision, but it doesn't seem to be moving in your direction.
Okay. Is the storm getting any better?
It's starting to slack up now, but there's probably a good foot of snow deposited in the area y'all are around.
All right. Well, while I'm on watch, I will take my rabbit out of my hat and I will sit him closer to the fire so that he can stay warm. And then when the watch is over, I'm going to wake the other two up and just, basically, and it's getting a little bit better outside, but it's not gotten much better.
I would have scowled at nobody in particular. And say, well, if you only keep going, I'm afraid we'll get buried out here if we stay.
Exactly. We should keep moving.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'll pack up the tent.
Give me a survival check real quick. You actually fit it back perfectly in the bag that it came in. Look, I'm just saying, anybody that's ever camped, getting the tent back in the bag 100% right is a pain in the butt. So y'all are going to make your way north again?
Yeah, we're going to keep on heading north.
So we're going to head north again.
Okay. You know that you're probably going to have at least another night out in the cold, because even on the best of times walking there, from where you're assuming you are on the island, probably would still take you most of a day, if not the whole day. Actually, yeah, probably would. So, but with all this snow, you've been slowed down, so you probably have at least one more night that you're going to spend in the cold before you make it up to the city. So, everybody give me a survival check to make your way north.
Sounds great. Oh, God.
Okay. Ooh. So, what'd you say? Until Zeta gets back, it's going to just be more or less your friend might have gotten lost in the snow or is just following suit. I don't want to do anything that his character would not. But with that score, y'all spend a good 3 hours going in a direction before y'all realize y'all are actually heading west back out onto the ice sheet instead of heading directly north along this coast. So that was the first hour that y'all were walking. Once y'all have corrected, see if someone would please check that message so I don't end up changing the whole map on the stream screen. As you continue...
Zeta said...
Say that again?
Zeta says that he thought it was at 8.
Well...
This is the start time.
Okay. Anyway, so y'all are moving north. Give me another survival check.
I just realized I should have put in another cantrip. I got an extra one. I forgot.
Get that druid craft.
I think that's a level 1, isn't it? Oh, that was crap.
Probably going to be some roll.
The average is above a 10, so you're able to start making your way. Not super fast because y'all have to kind of keep like grabbing Nilvac, or someone has to pick him up and carry him because his little legs just weren't designed for this snow that's deeper than his waist.
Oh, Druidcraft is a cantrip, you're right.
However, the snow is... Well, hold on. I got to roll for snow.
Roll for snow.
Ooh, somehow not rolling above the single digits with a D100. The blizzard starts to move back in. And that will be 6 cold damage to everybody in the party.
Will I be taking half again?
Are you still doing the I'm warming myself up?
Yes. I can't take 6 damage.
It's not 30 total, it's just you just take 6.
Hang on, half there.
Yeah, not most constitutionally...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, Novak is not the most constitutionally, like, strong character. He's rocking a max HP of 14, so...
At level 3?
At level 3.
How?
He doesn't have a strong constitution as a wizard. So,
Did you take max HP?
Oh, no, I didn't take max HP. That's the rules.
Hewitt does max HP.
So you should have like 18.
I
Not a lot better, but I have 46.
Okay, but I am using the precipitation thing to keep myself warm. There's no reason that Novak would have forgotten to do that.
Okay, so the blizzard's starting to pick back up. Give me a perception check.
I can't see shit. There's too much snow in the way.
Okay, I have Druidcraft now, and I can actually use it to start us. Woo! I can also predict the weather. That would have been useful earlier, huh?
Yeah, I can predict it too. Snow.
I can predict it for the next. It's what the weather will be at your location for the next 24 hours, which I might end up doing. But I can light a campfire. I rolled a 23 perception.
Do we lose Hewitt?
Sorry, I'm getting my phone blown up by people. You need a password for this assignment. No, you don't. You clicked the wrong thing. Sorry.
I'm glad I noticed that I was missing again.
Okay, so let me get back over to those rolls. So Langston, you and Olabella see that there's a hermitage or basically it seems like every so often there are these cabins that are set up that you can actually get to throughout Ibavis, for when the weather does get bad. But you have no clue if you don't see smoke coming from it, but that still doesn't mean somebody's not already in it.
All right.
The shelter either way.
I'm going to pick up Novak, put him on my shoulders since he looks like he's struggling.